Hey everybody, Mariri and Tarian here, and I'm back to give you a new Monster Hunter figure builder review. I figured that since, well, it's the end of spring break, well, at least for me, I guess to kick off the remainder of the college semester, I would do one of these reviews, and I'm going to try to do them every day, but, it depends on the schedule, because I'm a college student, I need to work on that. But let's get all that blah beside. Let's try to look at this box. So obviously, as you can see, I'm reviewing the Capcom Figure Builder Plus Volume 8. So this one was one of my favorites, and I got it actually only a couple of months ago, but, better late than never. So, yeah, let's take a look at it. So on the front, we get to see Demon Massacre Diablos and Fallfall, two of the newest monsters to grace that game. From there, we get to see the two again. We get to see the mystery figure of Fallfall there. And then here we got, again, Demon Massacre Diablos, Fallfall, and then Lao Shan Lung. Lao Shan Lung was a figure I was very, very excited to see. Bunch of Lego mumbo jumbo here. Normal stuff you'll see on most boxes. Then we got the Heavenly Eye Mitsune, I think that's called. We got another Demon Massacre. I believe this one's in Enrage mode. And then we got a Silver Ridge Gammoth, which, if you don't know, is actually a male Gammoth instead of the standard female. At the bottom, nothing there. Yeah, I think I got all the sides. Alright, so as you can see, like most boxes, they come with 6 of these. But I'll give you an up-close view of, camera, please stop, oh wait, what the, hey, gummy worm, it's the name of this little cute plush. I didn't know I had him here. Well, I'll review him later. It's a Kezu plush. It's one of my favorites. Sorry about that. Let's go over to the box. So as we can see, we got a beautiful, you know what, I don't think there's enough light. Let me check. There we go. I think that looks a little better. Does it? No? Oh well. But here we get to see our beautiful new monsters in color with these cool graphic designs that makes it look like there are fire coming out of Fallfall's wings, which is really cool. Our favorite jet dragon. So then here we can see Silver Ridge, then an Enraged Demon Massacre, which is super cool. And then Heavenly Eye gets his own little area all to himself. And then Lao Shan Lung. Some Lego mumbo jumbo. Get to see the bases and the mystery figure once again. More legal crap. And let's go. Alright, so first up on this list, we're going to try to look at Fallfall. Now, Fallfall is one of my favorite monsters from Monster Hunter Double Cross. And even though I haven't played the game, just looking at him, it's a freaking jet engine. It's beautiful. Just look at the silver coloring all over his body. Got these nice black accents. I'm not seeing any factory defects on him. He's very unusually thin. I didn't think he'd be so thin. Like, look at how bendy his tail is. Of course, it goes right back into shape. And let's pull him off so we can get a better look at his underbelly. So, as you can see, it's mostly a black kind of glossy look to it. These cool jet black claws. Now, these points are a little sharp on his back and his wings. So, I wouldn't let your little kids near him. Then again, I wouldn't let your little kids near these to begin with. They're not really toys, they're more like figures, but because I'm a man-child, even though I'm a woman, I just play with them anyways. But anyways, that's besides the point. Get to look at his wings. We got this cool little red and kind of pinkish coloring on the undersides. That's where the flames will come out. It's technically dragon element from the last time I hear, but who knows. It's not like we have a direct translation of it because Capcom decided not to release it. I'm a little salty about that. It's hard to see, but you can kind of get a look at his eye. It's really hard to pick up. yeah, it's not going to pick up. But what I will tell you is that even though you can barely see him, the outside of his eye is a deep blue, and the inside is a beautiful red. And they really got that good. And actually, in the inside of his mouth, there's a little bit of pink, even though you can barely see it. But yeah, so that's Fallfall. I think he comes in 3 pieces. It's been a while since I built these, so I don't actually remember. Let's put him aside. Now let's go to Heavenly Eye Mitsune. So, like his other Mitsune model, of course, the paint job is very pearlescent, as you can see. Really reflects the light. These are almost semi-transparent. It's very hard to see, but you can tell that they're made of a borderline clear plastic. And it's like very dusty white on his fur, and on his body overall. There's really long claws here. And there's his eye that's covered up by the blue flame. He's supposedly blind in that eye now. Let me try to move this camera up so we can get a better look at him. So yeah, he is on a peg here. So this one's not particularly hard to figure out. You'll get it. It only comes in 2 pieces. Well, technically 3 if you include the base, but putting this in, it's not gonna come out unless there's something wrong with yours. But normally those don't happen. I've only gotten 1 factory defect out of the 12 sets I've got. So yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, they got this cool kind of semi-transparent clear plastic, and we got this deep kind of sulfur yellow right here, that inside of his mouth that most Mitsune have. And just overall, a very beautiful and graceful figure. It honestly gives Mitsune justice. So let's go to the normal Demon Massacre Diablos. So here he is in all his glory. So we got, instead of his normal sandy color, he's got a deep blue and this kind of nice gloss to him. Like it's like you can barely see the gloss, but it really accents the kind of the deeper parts of his body. You can see the inner scratches right here. So yeah. Sorry if the camera quality is kind of low. I don't know why it's doing that. I'll have to fix it in later videos. But got all these beautiful textures. It's unbelievable. The detail they put into these models really is extraordinary, and it's exceedingly hard to get them off of this. You know, I'm just gonna leave it here. There you go. You get to see his underside of his body. That beautiful mouth right there. It's heavily detailed. You can see, even if, let me see if I can't get him into the light. See his eye there? Yeah, that's kind of spooky. You won't want these things coming at you either. Supposedly, from what I heard, it's actually just a Diablos that got its horn like knocked off, and instead of growing right, it just kind of mangled itself, and now it's angry. Very angry, even more so than a normal Diablos. So yeah, look at that. He's beautiful, ain't he? An awesome monster to add to the collection. Right off, we're going to go towards the Enraged Demon Massacre. I'm going to blow through this one pretty quick because he's pretty much the same model, mostly the same paint, and, you know, same thing. But here, and we got little red veins all over his wings here, as you can see. Let me check. He's got them all over his head. I think his eyes, no, the eyes are the same. See, the most part, he's the same on the other side. It's got a little red here, like little, like light streaks of red, but nothing too major. Mostly it's his wings and his head. His eyes don't even change color. There's a little bit of red in his horns if you take a closer look. So yeah, pretty much the same thing, but I'll leave him facing this way so you can take a look at that later. Oh, come on. Alright. Second to last, we got Silver Ridge. Silver Ridge Gammoth, the male Gammoth, from what I heard. So, he's a bit smaller than a normal Gammoth. I'll bring her down to give you a little bit of an idea of what I'm talking about. Gotta find her first. There she is. So, if you can see this, the female Gammoth is just a little bit larger. I'm going to review her set later. She comes from set 4, so yeah, that'll be a bit. I'm going to go backwards. So yeah, as you can already see, there's a lot of differences between the two. Let me put her aside, get straight to him. Instead of having the red on the top, he has a snowy white, and these like massive kind of pointy icicles. It's made of a kind of semi-transparent plastic. Why am I messing that up? So as you can see, his underbelly has more of the little bit of white, but you can still see the red. There's some more of this. It's all over his trunk. You can see little spikes in there. Normally the top of his head's pretty much the same compared to the female, except for his tusks are a little wider, more. You can see like those kind of like paw marks. They're a bit larger, and the colors on his side are a bit different. He's a different pattern. He has like these target marks, which I think is almost kind of funny. It's basically saying, hit me! But, you know, it's a deviant. Watch out. If you try to hit it, it's just going to hit you harder. So, you can see more of this white here, different colors. Very good figure. Not one of my favorites, but still pretty good. It's a Gammoth, and I like Gammoth. Even though Gammoth is technically my least favorite of the rated 4. So let's get on to the last, but certainly not least. Let me try to move this up. Lao Shan Lung. Oh, just look at the size of this figure. Look, I'll set it compared to the Gammoth, which you can pretty much fit in the palm of your hand. Just set that aside and take a look at how massive this figure is. It's beautiful. I feel like I have to gawk about this because this is one of my favorites of the set besides Fallfall. You can see here is kind of like ashen color on the edges of his plates. You can see this big area here. This is where you can jump on him in the middle of the quest. As someone who's fought him in Unite, I know how great this monster is. Just the majesty of this beast is just insane. They really captured the power and the might of Lao. So this is where you can jump down and attack him, put anti-dragon bombs there. Got this really long leaf tail. All the scales you can see. See all those? Got all those scales. Let me see if I can't pop him off his base, because there's a lot of detail down here. See, you can even see the bottom of his body just continues all the way up to its head. And you know where the seam is? I can't pop him off, but it's right here. They blended it so well with his chest, you can barely see the seam. There's no way for me to pop him off at the moment, because I nearly hurt my hand. Again, these are very spiky. Please don't let your children near them. They might get hurt, and I would hate to have that happen. So, yeah, you can see all those colors. The seams are great in this one. Can barely see them. Got the claws all finely detailed. His head, you see his crown of spikes right here. And even his little horn here. Be careful with this. This is very delicate. I'm looking at it. It screams, break me. And you can see, it's hard to see, but his teeth are even colored in the inside of his mouth. The detail on this figure is fabulous. I'm awestruck. I know I'm just gawking over it, but I'm just so amazed by this one. And overall, if you are a fan of Lao Shan and just Monster Hunter Double Cross overall, get this set. He is one of the figures that makes this set. This and Fallfall. So, let me move the camera over. So that's what we get. And overall, if you get all the pieces to the set, and like most of them, just grab one box of these and you should be fine. Not the little boxes, the overall huge box. The first thing I reviewed. This thing. Get that. and you'll get the whole set. That's the great thing about these. No matter what, as long as you get one of those boxes, you'll get the full set. You don't have to worry about getting repeats. It's never happened to me. So this is the clear figure of Fallfall. Considering it's the same model, it's not much to really look at. It's made of this semi-transparent plastic. It's a bit different. Like, even though there's 4... Let me check. 1, 2, 3... Yeah, even though there's, like, 4 white jellies of these, they all have a different, like, shade of white. It's really hard to describe unless I put them all together, and I really don't want to climb up my shelf. So I'm just going to have to show you him for now. I might make a separate video where I compare all the white jellies, just to make a point. And, oh, his wing's about to fall off. Like, most of these jellies, they come in about 6 pieces, including the base. And they're really delicate. They don't really break per se, but they just like that. I barely put any effort, and I already just popped off the wing. So, like most jellies, be careful with these. These are definitely just display pieces. Be careful with them. Ones like these are exceedingly pokey and a little bit harder to build, but he was alright. So, yeah. That was the Monster Hunter Figure Builder Set 8? Yeah, Set 8 review. I hope you enjoyed this. Oh, wait, I forgot something. The pricing. So, like most of these sets go for around, let me check. I got this one for $64. I'm pretty sure I got it for $64. It's been a long time. So, yeah, so this one's about $64. The price range I would go for is between $60 and $100. Or if you go to a website like AmiAmi, which I will link in the description below for your pleasure, for your viewing pleasure, I got it there for I'd probably get it there for $55. I think there's a couple still left, so at the time of this video, try to get them now before they're sold out, because you'll probably get your best deal from them. So, yeah, good value set, good pricing, great quality, normal for Monster Hunter Figure Pluses. So, yeah, that's the end of the review. My name is Mariri, and I'm out.